Well, for more, we can speak now to Elizabeth Subrin, who is a Fulbright research scholar, an independent filmmaker, and a visual artist. Thank you very much indeed for coming to see us. Now, you've made a number of films with a strong feminist theme. Perhaps the best known is entitled A Woman Apart. And the film, correct me if I'm wrong, depicts the story of a Hollywood actress of a certain age who leaves the acting industry. She is a victim of sexism. Now, I want to ask you, is that the reality, do you think, for a number of actresses, even today in this Me Too era?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not only experientially, if you witness the way women are represented and actresses are playing those women are represented, but just empirically, the data shows that women are basically allowed to play much fewer parts. They have much less speaking roles. They literally say fewer words, and they're treated terribly, which is, was really revealed through the Harvey Weinstein case. That's just one example of treatment of women in the industry, that less extreme examples are endemic.
I want to come back to you on the acting industry in a moment, but just to extend, what we're talking there to other industries. It isn't just the acting industry, is it? It's flight attendants who are made to retire earlier, news anchors. I mean, the industry that I'm in, there are some countries in which women news anchors are encouraged to retire early. Are you seeing any shift in these double standards?
Well, about the industry, I just looked at statistics, and definitely the number of women directing films in the top 500 grossing films this year went up a few percentage points. I think it's up to 14% of women who direct films. So in that industry, which I know the best, it's definitely increased. I think what's so interesting about the Me Too era is it started in Hollywood, but it's basically, at least in the US, expanded to every industry: journalism, government, law, politics. Pretty much there have been Me Too cases where men have been exposed for sexual misconduct literally everywhere. And that has opened a conversation about how much opportunity there are for women in the industry. And I think it is changing. And we're still talking about things that women all over the globe were talking about, especially during liberation movements in the 60s and 70s. So.
We think of Me Too as being a very new phenomenon, but in fact, and this is linked to your research here in Paris, you're researching a film about Maria Schneider. Now, she was the French actress who's no longer alive. She starred in Last Tango in Paris. Now, her experience on the set, back then in 1972, so half a century ago, perhaps makes her the original Me Too actress.
Well, I think I've been saying that, and I want to be fair to the industry started, in at the turn of the 20th century. So I am sure that the whole proverbial casting couch means that Me Too existed before that. But in terms of a woman actress who actually tried to take a public vocal stance about her treatment on this film, where there were elements of non-consensuality in the infamous rape scene. And for many, many, many years, she said that she felt like she had been abused on the set. And it wasn't taken seriously at all until Bertolucci, 2 years ago, before I died, acknowledged that that was the case. So I think you're right that she is the original Me Too in terms of an actress being vocal in the public and saying she was harassed and exploited.
And just lastly, because we're almost out of time,
Sure.
I mean, are you encouraged by anything you're seeing? Are attitudes changing?
Absolutely. I'm completely encouraged. Just for a very timely example, last night there was a protest of young women activists, which I think was in response to the Caesars, and seeing all these very, very young women marching in the streets really suggests there's a completely new generation who is feeling quite passionate about this.
It was very topical in France, as you say, with the César Awards,
Yes.
Roman Polanski.
Adele Haenel.
It's absolutely on the radar. Well, thank you. I'm sorry we're out of time. Elizabeth
That's
Subrin,
okay.
thank you very much indeed for coming to see us on
a
this
pleasure.
International Women's Day.